legally created temporary suspension of play. While the ball is dead, no player may be put out, no bases may be run, and no runs can be scored. And one of you smart little junior umpires caught us on this play, or caught us on this several years ago, and it's number 8. When the batter is hit by a pitch, he goes to first. So we have someone running the bases. And if you have bases loaded, what happens? A run scores. So, with the exception, when bases are loaded, kid gets hit by a pitch, everybody moves. So I said, besides that, at the beginning of the inning, after an uncaught foul ball, when the umpire calls timeout, when the batter is called out for batting on a turn, following an illegally batted ball, pitched ball thrown into dead ball territory, or an overthrow by the fielder into dead territory. Immediately dead, you'll award bases accordingly, which we'll go over shortly. And nothing happens until what?
Play ball again.
Play ball. Awarding bases on overthrows. Awarding bases on overthrows is made basically upon 2 separate conditions: the time of the pitch and the time of the throw. The first one we're going to look at is the time of the pitch. Thrown ball into dead ball territory on the first play by an infielder. Basically, ball goes shortstop, heaves it into the crowd. Fielder deflects a wild pitch into dead ball territory while retrieving it, which you'll see in the example. Catcher's retrieving a wild pitch and has to have secondary force of pushing that ball out of play. Just because the ball went off of the shin guard or whatever and went out of play, it's not a 2-base award. A fair batted ball deflected into the dead ball territory, or a fair batted ball bouncing over or flies through the fence, which is a ground rule double. I'm going to lose my glasses sooner or later in this place.
Let's clear up a myth before we get started on this one. There's no such thing as 1+1 in the basic rules of baseball. It's either a 1-base award or a 2-base award, enforced either from the time of the pitch or the time of the throw. Okay, now we can start. Here are the situations where you would award 2 bases from time of pitch. A thrown ball into dead territory on first play by an infielder. The batter hits a ground ball to the shortstop. The shortstop's throw to first base is the first play by an infielder. When the ball gets overthrown and goes out of play, the award of bases would be 2 bases from the time of the pitch, and the batter runner is awarded second base. It is also 2 bases from the time of the pitch when the fielder deflects a wild pitch into dead territory while retrieving it. Here, the catcher deflects the ball in the direction of the dugout. In his attempt to retrieve the ball, his action causes the ball to go into the dugout or dead territory. Here's how you would rule on that.
Time! He kicked it in the dugout. That's 2 bases. Runner, third base.
It is 2 bases from the time of the pitch. When a fair batted ball bounces over or flies through a fence. This is what is known as a ground rule double. But really, it's just 2 bases from the time of the pitch. Whether a fair batted ball bounds over the fence or through the fence, it's the same call. Ground rule double. It's also 2 bases from the time of the pitch when a fair batted ball is deflected into dead territory. Anytime a fair batted ball is deflected into dead territory, no matter how long it takes or where the runner is when the ball goes dead, it's still a ground rule double, or 2 bases from the time of pitch.
All right, the second one is from time of throw. Thrown ball in the dead ball territory by the second play of an infielder. Thrown ball in the dead ball territory by an outfielder. any relay throw into dead territory by a fielder or a thrown ball in dead ball territory by the fielder, if the batter and runners, and all runners have advanced at least one base. And it's much easier to show you the video, so we're just gonna go to the second one.
Plays for these situations where you avoid two bases from the time of throw. Throwing ball into dead territory on second play by an infielder. Besides a double play, here's an example of another common second play by an infielder. With a runner on second base, the shortstop's play to first base on the batter runner is the first play by an infielder. As the runner takes off to third, the first baseman's throw to third base is the second play by an infielder. The throw goes into dead territory, and the award is two bases from the time of throw. It is also two bases from the time of throw. Thrown ball into dead territory by an outfielder. Anytime an outfielder throws a ball into dead territory like this, it is a two-base award from the time of throw.
Time!
Thrown ball into dead territory by any fielder if the batter runner and all runners have advanced one base each. Here's one example of that. With a runner on first, the batter runner singles to right field. The fielder throws the ball to third base, but the ball is cut off and thrown back to first base behind the batter runner, who had already rounded the bag. The ball goes out of play, and it's two bases from the time of the throw. And since both runners had advanced one base, the runner from second base scores, the batter runner is awarded third. Any relay throw that goes into dead territory by any fielder, also two base awards from the time of throw. In this demonstration, the relay throw is not on the play going home, but back to first base. If this ball should go into dead territory, it would be two bases from the time of throw.
Any questions on that? Any questions? All right. Leaving the base too early. You know, I know every league's got those little speedsters that like to get a jump on the pitch. Pitcher's got to have the ball on the mound. Catcher's got to be in the box, ready to receive it. All runners got to be on the base, and the batter's got to be in the box. Once it reaches the batter, that means the ball has to reach where the batter is standing. That is when the runners on the base can leave to go to the next base. And it's going to be different because of the way the timing of the pitcher, how fast he throws it, how soft he throws it. So you've got to be watching as the field umpire. And the best way to announce that is take your hat off, hold it off to the side. So me as a plate umpire, all right, someone left early. You don't say anything until the play ends. Because if they throw the ball and they get the guy out, hat goes back on your head, runner's out, back to the dugout. If no play's made on him, your hat's out like this, I'm going to call time, and you're going to go, runner on first left early, back to first. When the ball gets hit, that's when you have, if you look in there, I don't know the page, we tried to look it up the other day, and I can't remember the page number, but there's like 16, 17 different scenarios where if the kid leaves early, if there's a hit, there's an out. I mean, there's 16 or 17 different scenarios, which I don't know. It basically, we figured out when it happens. So when you rule book, read up on that, because it's going to happen in majors. I'm not going to explain them all. I don't know, you've got a rule book back there? I don't know, I think it's, let's see. All right, rule, it's going to be rule 7.13. I'm just going to run through them real quick. Runner on first leaves too soon, batter reaches first safely, runner goes to second. There's not much you can do about it. Runner on second leaves too soon, batter reaches first safely, runner from third, you're going to push him back to third or back to second. Runner on third leaves too soon, batter reaches first, you're gonna return the runner back to third. No run's gonna count. Runner on first leaves too soon, batter hits a clean double, runner gets to third only. Runner on second leaves too soon, batter hits a clean double, oh wait a minute, yeah, runner goes to third. Runner on third leaves too soon, batter hits a clean double, runner returns to third. All runners on a base will be allowed to score when the batter hits a clean triple or home run regardless of what one runner does. Now I'm not going to go through the rest of these 16, 17 items. If one kid leaves early, everybody on the bases is guilty. So if you got the kid on first that left early and the kid on third steals home, guess what happens? Everybody goes back to the starting position. That kid goes back to first, and that kid that's just scored and went in the dugout, he gets kicked back to third. So if one's guilty, they're all guilty by association. And like I said, one runner's guilty, they're all guilty.
If you think a team's consistently doing it, maybe to try to gain an edge, would you warn the coach about that, or?
I would let the coach know that he's continuing to leave early.
Okay.
And we're watching. And trust me, after banging him and kicking him back 2 or 3 times, the coach starts to yell at him and says, "Keep it down." I'll let him know that he's consistently doing it, and then I'll make sure that my partner knows it. So when he comes back up, we're going to watch him even harder, and we're going to. It could be, that split second, yes, no. Now, by that time, we're already thinking he's going to do it, and we're going to watch him. And it's, not to say we're gunning for him, but more of the chances than not, he's leaving early. So, it's just, you continually do it, it's going to pique our interest, and we're going to be waiting for him to come back. It's the same thing with a kid hitting, swinging with his foot out of the batter's box. He takes that long stride or whatever, and he goes out of the batter's box. And they're yelling at, "Hey, he's out of the batter's box." That's nice. As long as he doesn't make contact with the bat, or the ball, it is what it is. The minute he hits the bat, hits the ball, whether fair or foul, he's out. But you've got to make sure that his foot is completely out. If his foot's on the line, he's still technically in the batter's box. Can you stand on the plate and hit a ball? Why? I see some head shaking, but why?
Because it's outside the box.
There you go. Even if he's standing on the line and his foot's on the plate, he's still on the plate. The appeal. The appeal is the act of a fielder in claiming violation of the rules by the offensive team. Appeals must be made while the ball is live. I don't know how many coaches I've had go, "Blue, time. I'm appealing, he left early on first." Sir, that's an improper appeal. Back to your dugout. And they don't understand that because they don't read the rule book. Appeals must be made for the next pitch or play. Once that happens, it's null and void. It's like it never happened. The defense has to make that verbal appeal to you or complete the act that is unmistakable of the appeal. They could sit there and go, "Blue, that runner left early on second. We're appealing that he left early on second." And you make the call, out or safe. Or they throw the ball and touch the base. Or they go over and touch the runner.
Does a coach have to yell appeal?
Well, they got to let me know we're appealing. The kid can say, "Blue, we're going to appeal that he did this."
Right, but if they just say he left early, is that considered an
No.
appeal? They have to say appeal, he left early.
Blue, we're appealing that he left early. Just because he left early. Yeah, he left early. That's nice. Because you haven't spoken a magic word that tells me unmistakably you're appealing that play or that section. The defense loses a right to appeal when the throw made on an appeal attempt goes in dead ball territory. Best one to do it. Kid left first early, they're appealing it. The pitcher throws it into the stands. Your appeal is now null and void. It's like it never happened again because it went into dead ball territory. Pitch is made to the batter, which I get that all the time, where kid misses the base, and next thing you know, the pitcher is a quick pitch, and he throws that ball in there. and I call the ball or strike, and go, whoa, coach, go, whoa, whoa. I'm going to appeal the last play. Sorry. Whatever happened there is in ancient history, because you can't appeal. Or a play is made by, is not part of a continuous action. What is the ball? What is the ball? It's live. So, if they're appealing that the runner on second left early, and they're going back to first to throw the ball, or getting ready to throw the ball, and the guy on third breaks for home, and they throw it home instead, now you lost your appeal on that runner, because it's a continuous play. Well, they were going to appeal this way, and then this guy over here decided he wanted to try to steal. Now you've done something else instead of the appeal to start with. So you got to be watching that, because these coaches are tricky. They know the ball's live. They're going to try to run on anything, any chance they get. Protests. Protests you're really not going to get a whole lot of. If you do, you're going to call that man right there. But until he gets there, they can't protest on judgment calls. Ball, out, safe, fair foul, ball strike, obstruction, interference, hit by bat. The judgment of the interference obstruction is not protestable, but the way you interpret it can be. Protest must be made before the next pitch on something like this. If someone says, Blue, we're protesting, you're already going to be in time. You're going to get both books over to you. You're going to mark the date, the time, the two teams, what the strike or what the count was, how many outs, who was on base, and then you're going to say, and you're just going to write a little blip of they appealed this, or it was an obstruction call, I called it this way, and you're going to sign it, and you're going to put it in both books, and you're going to move on. Then it's going to be on the coaches to take it to the board. And the board will decide whether it's a protest or they're going to deny the protest. So that's it. All you do is you mark everything down that what happened, and then you carry on with the game. One thing that I've had, and I really struggle with I want to say the fairness of it, but the integrity of it. And I'm not going to mention names of this individual, because he's still active in the league, but he protested the illegal use, or the use of an illegal player. Doing a doubleheader, first game they were playing, they destroyed the team. Nothing. The second game was flip-flop. They were getting beat by 10, 15 runs in the bottom of the seventh, and with 2 outs left, the coach walks out and goes, I'm protesting. They have an illegal player on their team. Been here all game, all day. You're just now telling me this? And I took it, if they were winning, I'm not gonna say anything. But now that they're losing, I'm gonna get a cheap win. Granted, in my mind it's Bush League, and I don't like that type of stuff, but he followed the rules like they're there to be followed. But like I said, the way he did it, I still have a very bad taste in my mouth. Because he's winning, he's not going to call it, but because now he's losing, I'm going to get that cheap win. And the other coach knew about it, and knew it, and he didn't have enough players, so he pulled one from the other league team to fill in so they could at least get the games in. Like I said, though, it just, they do this before you leave the field. If they're going to protest a player, they have to do it before you leave the field. Once you step outside that field and past the dugouts, the game is officially in the books. Nothing else is going to change. And if he comes to you out in there in the parking lot or in the outside by the stand, I'm protesting because they have an illegal player. That's nice. You didn't call it while we were on the field. The game's official there, where it's in the books, we're done. And they made protests. I said, well, if you want to protest it more, take it to the board. But right now, we're done. And these are very far and few between. So don't think like you're going to get 1, 2, 3 a season. I haven't had a protest in probably 5 or 6 years. But it's also, especially on knowing the rule book and how to interpret the rules. If you have a problem with that, then they may start to protest. Batting on a turn, my